Hey guys, it's me, Mead. I'm just here to talk about the response that Joe Rogan gave with the whole Spotify controversy with Neil Young wanting to leave Spotify. Um, but before we get into that, I'd just like to say thank you for coming and watching this video. If you feel like you've been entertained in some way, shape, or form, feel free to like and subscribe, or dislike. It's completely up to you, and I mean, no one's even going to see the dislike. Let's be real. Algorithm might not like it, but hey, I don't care. Well, let's get into it.
Hello, friends. I wanted to make a video to address some of the controversy that's been going on over the past few days. And first of all, to say thank you to everyone that sent love and support. I truly, truly appreciate it. And it's been very nice to hear from you. I wanted to make this video, first of all, because I think there's a lot of people that have a distorted perception of what I do, maybe based on sound bites or based on headlines of articles that are disparaging. The podcast has been accused of spreading dangerous misinformation.
Which it definitely has been spreading dangerous misinformation. If I don't know if you guys remember or even heard about when he told uh, healthy healthy people, I think it was healthy men, or at least yeah. Anyway, he said that if you're healthy, you do not need to vaccinate. I'm sorry, but with someone who has family members with autoimmune disease, get vaccinated. My family will die. Anyway, I digress. You know, we'll get past it. Even though it's dangerous information and we disagree, Joe, we'll get past it.
Specifically about two episodes, a little bit about some other ones, but specifically about two. One with Dr. Peter McCullough and one with Dr. Robert Malone. Dr. Peter McCullough is a cardiologist, and he is the most published physician in his field in history. Dr. Robert Malone owns 9 patents on the creation of mRNA vaccine technology and is at least partially responsible for the creation of the technology that led to mRNA vaccines.
Okay, so the two people he just brought up, alright, and two very interesting people, might I add. If you search up Peter A. McCullough, McCullough? Sorry, brain's not working today. If you look him up online, Google, the first thing that comes up is that he spreads misinformation. It's literally the first thing that comes up. Um, so just credibility just completely lost right there. And then alongside that, we've got Dr. Robert Malone. Now, he is partially, as Joe Rogan said, partially responsible for creating the mRNA vaccine. Um, and so, look, he does seem like a good authoritative opinion to have on about it. However, it's quite easy with a couple of, not even a couple, just one search online that he is not only uh, spreading misinfo about the mRNA vaccine, but is also propping up and selling his own vaccine. So there is a bit of a profit motive to, talking shit about these official vaccines that have been FDA approved, mind you. Um, so yeah, definitely dangerous.
Both these people are very highly credentialed, very intelligent, very accomplished people, and they have an opinion that's different from the mainstream narrative. I wanted to hear what their opinion is. I had them on, and because of that, those episodes in particular, those episodes were labeled as being dangerous. They had dangerous misinformation in them. The problem I have with the term misinformation, especially today, is that many of the things that we thought of as misinformation just a short while ago are now accepted as fact. Like, for instance, 8 months ago, if you said, if you get vaccinated, you can still catch COVID and you can still spread COVID, you would be removed from social media. They would.
Not true. I'm sure you could find that on Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience, where that's being said. I think Joe Rogan still has his platform. I think Joe Rogan still has every single platform on social media. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please feel free to. But yeah, I'm pretty certain that he's actually not been removed for any of his misinformation. He's not been banned, and he's done a fuckload of it. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind.
They would ban you from certain platforms. Now, that's accepted as fact. If you said, I don't think cloth masks work, you would be banned from social media. Now, that's openly and repeatedly stated on CNN. If
Okay, the cloth mask things, like, there's nuance in this shit that needs to be said. Like, okay, cloth masks aren't 100% efficient. Like they're not they're not giant walls. They're not the Great Wall of China against the virus. It's just that's not how it is. It's to reduce. It's just like a seatbelt in a car. You can still die while wearing a seatbelt, but it's to reduce the likelihood of death. What we're trying to do with COVID is to get vaccinated to lessen the curve, to not be as likely to die. It's pretty simple stuff. Pretty simple
If you
stuff.
said, I think it's possible that COVID 19 came from a lab, you'd be banned from many social media platforms. Now that's on the cover of Newsweek. All of those theories that at one point in time were banned were openly discussed by those two men that I had on my podcast that have been accused of dangerous misinformation. I do not know if they're right. I don't know because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a person who sits down and talks to people and has conversations with them. Do I get things wrong? Absolutely, I get things wrong, but I try to correct them. Whenever I get something wrong, I try to correct it because I'm interested in telling the truth. I'm interested in finding out what the truth is. And I'm interested in having interesting conversations with people.
Okay, I just gotta stop it here for a second. Okay, so he talks about wanting to find the truth. However, do if you just have a bunch of opinions, you're never gonna find the truth with a bunch of opinions. There has to be studies into this. There has to be fact checking, which that's what Jamie is there for. Jamie's the dude that pull that shit up, dude. Fucking Joe Rogan. Hey, yeah, we need stats. Fucking disprove this old dude. Fucking pull that shit up. You know, when Steven Crowder was on and they were talking about weed, they worked hand in hand to bring down Steven Crowder about the weed debate or argument that Crowder supposedly didn't care about. But no one's fact checking him in real time. It should be Jamie's job, but he's been slowing down on that for reasons unknown. But it's really not that hard. You've got someone there who can fact check you, and you don't do it. You just keep asking questions and not looking for answers.
People that have differing opinions. I'm not interested in only talking to people that have one perspective. That's one of the reasons why I had Sanjay Gupta on, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who I respect very much, and I really enjoyed our conversation together. He has a different opinion than those men do. I had Dr. Michael Osterholm on at the very beginning of the pandemic. He is on President Biden's COVID-19 advisory board. I had Dr. Peter Hotez on, who is a vaccine expert. I'm interested in finding.
Okay, so that's you can't okay. If I shoot someone and then I save someone's life, I've still shot someone. I've still committed. I've still done something bad. Saving someone's life does not fix that wrong. Just a little food for thought, a little bit of an analogy for you, Joe Rogan.
Out what is correct and I'm also finding out how people come to these conclusions and what the facts are. Now, because of this controversy, and I'm sure there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes with these controversies, but Neil Young has removed his music from the platform of Spotify, and Joni Mitchell, and apparently some other people want to as well. I'm very sorry that they feel that way. I most certainly don't want that. I'm a Neil Young fan. I've always been a Neil Young fan. I'll tell you a story at the end of this about that. One of the things that Spotify wants to do that I agree with is that at the beginning of these controversial podcasts, like specifically ones about COVID, is to put a disclaimer and say that you should speak with your physician and that these people and the opinions that they express are contrary to.
Which, mind you, this is bare minimum stuff. This should have been honestly, should have been done at the beginning of the pandemic.
The opinions of the consensus of experts, which I think is very important. Sure, have that on there. I'm very happy with that. Also, I think if there's anything that I've done that I could do better is have more experts with differing opinions right after I have the controversial ones. I would most certainly be open to doing that. And I would like to talk to some people that have differing opinions on those podcasts in the future. We'll see. I do all the scheduling myself, and I don't always get it right. These podcasts are very strange because they're just conversations. And oftentimes I have no idea what I'm going to talk about until I sit down and talk to people. And that's why some of my.
Okay, so he says that they're just conversations, but they're really not. They're I'm sorry, but there's in a lot of these questions that get asked, there's implications. So with implications, there comes assumptions. So it's not just conversations, it's just sowing in seeds of doubt, let's be real.
Ideas are not that prepared or fleshed out because I'm literally having them in real time. But I do my best, and they're just conversations, and I think that's also the appeal of the show. It's one of the things that makes it interesting. I want to thank Spotify for being so supportive during this time, and I'm very sorry that this is happening to them and that they're taking so much heat from it. And so now the Neil Young story.
Honestly, Spotify should have seen this coming a long time ago. A long time ago. Um, and they should have probably talked to Joe Rogan about it. They they should just be doing something about it, let's be real. Um, Now, there's just a few things, like, we don't really have to watch the rest of the video, it just pretty much, it's a pointless story about how, you know, fights broke out at the um, Neil Young concert, and he was a security guard, and he pretty much just fucking dipped on the job. Just, which I think is pretty crazy. I understand like, you're not getting paid enough to deal with that, but the thing is, that is your job. You can't just take the job and not do what you're being paid for. At least, like, you're just making it someone else's problem. It's pretty fucked. But anyway, there's just a few things that I, like I said, wanted to get into before we leave this video. Um, so he says that he doesn't know what kind of people are going to jump on his show, and what kind of conversations he's going to have. But like I say, a lot of these people are famous for set opinions, and so obviously he has some idea of what they're going to talk about. That's just clear as day to see. He might not have specific topics, but he's got a broad spectrum that he wants to, circle and dance around, so to speak. Um, and like, he has more viewers than Tucker Carlson on Fox 8 News, which is insane. He has more people that listens to him than Tucker Carlson does. He has more power than Fox 8 News. And that's like, you can't have questions with implications and no answers when you run a platform that big and not expect something to happen. Like, it's mind blowing to me how you could not even foresee that. That it doesn't even require a genius to do that. I'm definitely no genius to do. Like, I'm just no genius, and I'd be able to fucking see that is gonna become a problem. And also, like, like, it's just a responsibility, a bare minimum responsibility to at least say that things might not be correct. And I don't mean just chuck that once every 3 episodes, just like, an offhand comment, oh, I'm dumb. No, I mean full disclaimer, saying that this might not be right, and please fact check. And then as well, on top of that, you need to be having Jamie fact check you in real time. And this whole, oh, I'll platform one dude with a controversial opinion, and then I'll have another guy with an opinion that is the very similar to the mainstream, to kind of balance it out. No, no. If I shoot someone and then save someone else's life, that doesn't mean I haven't, like, that doesn't fix me not shooting that person. They still got shot. They still got shot. The wrong is still there, even though I've done it right. Uh, Look, I don't see how Joe couldn't have seen this coming. It's been brewing. It's been brewing. He really should have done something about it. And I mean, let's be real. It's like, he says that he doesn't platform misinformation, or at least he, like, is just saying there's just questions. But like, having people on like Jordan Peterson on climate change denial, all that kind of stuff, which I'm thinking about doing a video on. But these people are asking questions, or Jordan Peterson more so saying it as definitively as he can with pseudo intellectualism. But Yeah, it's all a bit. It's just common sense, really, Joe. Come on. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's been interesting going through this video. I hope that you liked the video. Please leave a comment if you have any constructive criticism. Um, thank you very much.